Hello everyone, this is Joseph Blau, brewer for ESFIworld.com, and I'm here with the newest member of Quantic Gaming, Jeffery, MaximusBlack Johnston. How you doing, man?
I'm great. Thanks
Doing
for
good?
asking.
That's good, dude. How's it been? How's your weekend? Everything going?
Yeah, everything is going. I just feel like every time I go to these events, they just keep getting better and better. More and more people come out. I get more and more love every time I come out. So I'm just on cloud 9 right now. I managed to play lots of games. I'm really proud of myself, and it's just good to be here and overall.
Well, coming into this weekend, man, what were some of your stronger and weakest matchups?
Right now, my weakest matchup is PvP. Everybody knows I'm still on that 4-gate train. I am learning new things. Obviously, I had some coaching, and things are getting a little bit better. But that's something that I'm really going to work on as soon as I get home. My strongest matchup right now is PvT, and I showcased that today. I had a really pretty big upset on somebody, and I was really proud that it was like the first time where I've always just kind of played StarCraft and grinded out ladder games without really studying people or asking for help and stuff. Yeah. And finally, I've had coaching, I've practiced a specific build, and it was so nice to come here and execute it the way that I had practiced, and it worked. And now I'm hooked on that philosophy to be prepared for an MLG instead of just kind of going here and just doing whatever.
Yeah, man. Well, the first episode of the Questagram Master Series was released about a week ago or so, of the new series you're doing with the Quantic team and everything. Do you think that the preparation from that and maybe other episodes you've already taped or anything like that has helped you for this weekend?
I won't say that specific episode really helped me a whole lot. It was well, I shouldn't say that, but helped me for this event.
Right.
I did a PVZ, and I learned basically what I've always had is I've had coaches that were Protoss players that would teach me specific builds, what I should and shouldn't be doing. Yeah. What was great about the episode is it was a Zerg that was coaching me, so it was a little bit different where I could kind of understand the timings that a Zerg is scared of, when a Zerg is vulnerable, and stuff like that, and it's really helped me in my PVZ. But as for coming to MLG, I haven't had a whole lot of time to showcase that. A lot of my matches were PvP and PvT. But I look forward to practicing with some of the other teammates as well, and hopefully I'll be even better at the next MLG.
Definitely, man. Well, what do you think so far about this weekend with WCS and MLG being here? What do you think about the schedule and things like that for players? Who do you think's going to win? All that good stuff.
I'm rooting for Scarlett just because she's Canadian, and go Canada. My favorite player is Idra, and he's doing really well. So I wouldn't be angry if he manages to go all the way. Yeah. One thing that I do like about this event is the fact they have 2 main stages. They have like one for the MLG and then one for WCS, and it's ran just a lot smoother than the previous MLG, where it was sort of, if WCS was going on a little bit long, the MLG would kind of get backed up, so on and so forth. But it's really nice because there's always something going on, and it's just phenomenally ran this time around.
All right, man. Well, how's the transition coming from Check 6 Gaming to Quantic, like a big organization like Quantic?
Yeah, well, I'm still relatively new, but I can say, and I'm not bashing on Check 6 or anything like that. Yeah. Joining Quantic, there's a lot more to do. There's a lot more responsibilities, and there's a lot more weight on my shoulders as well. Also, Quantic is a very, very high-profile team, and they have a lot of people behind the scenes. I was up in the hotel room, and just the look of how they had it set up with the different press areas and all the computers and all these microphones and stuff. It just looked really, it's like the guys mean business, right? And Check 6 was always a great team to be on. I enjoyed the management, the players. But I got to say, being on Quantic is just another step up, and it's getting me a lot more motivated to become a better player. Yeah. But things are great. Thanks for asking.
Good. Well, there's been some recent discussion on as to why Check 6 is expanding and things like that. We had an article out a few weeks ago about what exactly happened. But could you just talk about the process leading up to you joining Quantic, and what do you think went wrong on the inside with Check 6 and financial problems and things like that?
Well, I mean, there's some things I prefer not to talk about, but I will tell you that when Sleep left, when we lost Sleep, and then when EG picked up Suppy, that was pretty hard on the team. Specifically, there's a couple of people in management that was a little upset, and sort of the team kind of fell apart a little bit. The players, we lost our captain for a few weeks. There wasn't any team practices, not like I was able to get in a whole lot of those. But it just felt like the team kind of became distant, and some of the players were like, what's going on here? And we kind of felt as though it was slowly starting to perish. There were some, I guess, I don't know a whole lot about the other video games that the team, that we have, right. But I heard that they were having some problems as well. Financially, it seemed like we were doing fine. We had our sponsors. There was no sponsorship, to my knowledge. I'm not a manager, so I don't know. Right. But from what I was told, it was strictly because people were getting tired. We lost players. I think a lot of motivation was lost, and I think people just lost passion. That's my point of view. And then when I found out that Czech 6 was going under, that's when I started to look for other teams, and other teams started to approach me.
Very nice. Although I'm sure there's like many differences between the two, could you just name a few differences between Quantic and Czech 6? Any big ones like media and things like that? It's obviously obvious one,
I will say the players that we have on the team are definitely. I get a little bit more starstruck when I'm around Quantic. Yeah. Not saying once again. I hate saying these things because it kind of makes it sound like I'm sort of belittling Czech 6. Players on the team were phenomenal, but when we have players, like Sase and STC and Illusion and all these guys, right? It's something else to be part of that. I got to say, it feels like I'm part of something bigger, and I am. So I think that's probably the biggest change. I am not a player. I'm not on the player roster. Yeah. I'm actually a media personality. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to really get with the team. I do plan on moving into the house at some point in the near future, only for a couple of weeks, just because I have a fiance and commitments with Leg TV. But and they understand that, and that's why we work so well together. They understand my schedule, how I make my living, and they don't want to impose on that in any way, shape, or form. And I really respect that, and I think we're going to do big things together. And hopefully, in time, the players will be able to teach me a lot about the game, and maybe you'll see me on that player roster in the next year.
Let's switch over to Heart of the Swarm beta talk. Anything you've seen that you're interested in or convinced in, new stuff coming out, anything like that?
I can honestly say the only thing that I'm interested in with Heart of the Swarm is the fact that it's going to bring a new element to the game. It's going to be fresh. There's going to be new builds. Specifically, since I'm a caster on Leg TV, it's going to be cool to see new types of cheeses that we can do on When Cheese Fails. Different. It's going to be a nice new. I think StarCraft needed it. But as for me learning to play a whole new game, I'm dreading it. Yeah. I really, on the caster side, I'm really happy, but on the player side, I'm really bummed out because for the first time, I'm actually learning how to train properly, watch replays, listen to actual people instead of saying, I'm MaximusBlack and I think I know it all, but I know very little. To be actually, get over myself and listen to my teammates. Now that I'm doing that, to have to learn that and then start all over again and learn something new, for me, I'm a little scared, but hey, we've got this far, keep going.
Is it pretty complicated, or is it getting easier for you to, bridge that gap between being a media personality on Lag TV, being player stuff, casting, all the other stuff? Is it hard to juggle all that at once, or is everything
I think I have everything fairly on schedule. I know what my commitments are. My commitments, Leg TV first and foremost. That was the reason why I'm in the position I am in today. Okay. Also, Nova War, my partner Adam, I can't leave him high and dry. So I have commitments there, and I do that. But I do stream a lot. As of right now, and I think always, I'm going to always be a media personality in some way, shape, or form. But with that being said, I want to get to that Grandmaster level. I want to get to that pro level so I can understand the game better and become a better caster when I know all three races inside and out, and not sort of just only really know Protoss. I want to be able to know the entire game from start to finish. But to get back to your question, sometimes I have to kind of put myself in check because I sometimes take the game a bit too serious when I'm streaming for 10 hours at a time, and I get really hard on myself because that player aspect comes in where I'm like, I need to get better. I need to prove to my fans I can do it and prove to the haters that I can do it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I have to remember my roots. I have to remember that this is a game of fun, and I think I've finally found a happy medium to want to improve but not really beat myself up totally if I'm not going to be Grandmasters next week or next month. I'm so new in esports that I've got all the time in the world to get better, and I'm just enjoying the ride.
Well, thanks, man, for the interview. But can you just tell us where you're going to be at after this event and in the future and anything like that?
Well, after this event, I'm going to go home and spend time with my fiance because I miss her and I love you. And I'm going to be at the next MLG. I'm going to be going to every single MLG now that I'm with Quantic. I got offered to go to PAX, but just too much traveling, and I just want to go home and spend time with my fiance and get back to work. So I think I'm going to lay low and just continue streaming for the next month or two, and then at the next MLG, I'll be there in Dallas.
All right, sweet, man. Do you want to give any shout-outs to your sponsors or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to give a shout-out to Quantic, all my sponsors, DB Vision, Razer, Machinima, and Adam, Lake TV, and all the fans, all the bosses and bossettes in the fellowship. I appreciate all the support, guys, and